Hello, everybody. I'm so sorry. I am running a little bit late here. Having some technical issues because I do not usually use this. Maddie, I need you to bring me in the charger for the computer. You know, when everything at once goes wrong. You know, it's like when you have a baby and you're trying to leave. By the way, I am screwing in my camera right now, so I'm covering it up so I don't make y'all sick. Anyways, yeah, when everything goes wrong at once, like when you have a baby and you're trying to leave your house, yeah, that's kind of how it is going at the moment. So I apologize. I am going to say thank you to my husband. He was so good at coming out here and checking on me because I fell asleep. And I've been doing that a lot lately with being, sick and everything. My machine is beeping at me. It's just all at once. So just give me 1 second to shut it up and then plug this in. I had thought that it was plugged, the camera was charged, the computer was charged because it was plugged in. There we go. My goodness graciousness. I tell you, like I was saying, there we go. But when it all just goes wrong at one time. And now my machine's beeping at me again. There we go. Okay. So yeah, my gracious husband came in because he is going to be coming out here in a little bit. And so he came in because he knew that I was supposed to be starting, at 7:30, and I had told him that. So anyway, he came out at about 7:20, and he's like, honey. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, aren't you supposed to be going on in like 10 minutes? I'm like, yes, I am. So I was like trying to gimp around to get everything. And anyway, I'm going to see if I can get this to be an easy fix with my machine. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. And I think I lucked out on that one this time. Normally I have to tape or do something, but I think that when I was sleeping, I didn't have it locked. Those of you that don't know, I have something called a wound vac, and it's on my leg. And so when I fell asleep, I might have not had the actual machine like locked. And so if you hit the screen, then it will just turn off. So I think it turned off not that long ago. Otherwise, I would have been hearing that alarm before, and I didn't. So anyway, so I hope you guys are all having a great night. I am using my webcam. Normally, I use my phone to record, and then I use my son's phone to read comments or whatever, but he's gone, and so I was like, I'll use the webcam today, because just, I don't know, change it up, and changing it up on the wrong day, of course, the day that it's the, bigger life. So I am looking for my little phone stand, and of course cannot find it either. Actually, I think I'm gonna know where it is, but if I don't have a phone stand, that I can deal with. Like, that is no big whoopee ding dong. I can handle that. I just want to see comments on my phone easier, because when you have the StreamYard, it can be, I think, anyways, from what I had heard in the past, that it's behind. So I'm trying to see if it is or not, because if it's not behind, I can just see the camera, which it looks like it's not. So I don't know. I mean, I can see comments on my computer, which would be easier than trying to like keep looking down at my phone, since I don't have my little phone stand that I normally have. So today we are doing this charity thing, which has been so awesome. And I was on the last live. I was on Christy's live in the beginning, and it is nothing to say to her that I fell asleep, because anytime I lay down lately, it's like I tend to do that. And I should have known, because I normally have my alarm on my phone for this time on Saturday, so in case I fall asleep. But I had turned it off because I normally come on at 7, and I wasn't coming on until 7:30, and so I had turned it off and forgot to like redo it. Anyways, I don't think I fell asleep very long, because I was in Christy's live for a lot of it. And then I was in it again when I was like rushing around trying to get things back up going. So anyway, so I'm using this webcam, which is a little bit different because, well, for one thing, it's a lot closer to what I'm doing, which I think is going to be fine. I don't think that's going to be an issue at all. But it's just, when you do something a little bit newer, takes a little bit to get used to it. And I wanted to have my little buddy here, because this is the one that I want tonight. First, I will say, I'm going to go through and say hi to people. And hold on, I'm going to make sure nobody's saying something's funky. Make sure that nobody is, hold on here. Okay. It was just Nicole saying you went dark. I did go dark. Anyway, so it is a big, amazing event, and I want to say thank you, first of all, to Marissa for putting this together, because I think it's just an amazing thing that she does, and it's not an easy task getting all of us creators to get her our information, our links, our live links, all of that kind of stuff. And she makes sure everybody's like ready to go and all of that stuff. So thank you for putting yet another one of these amazingly successful events off. And Brandy, which I'm not sure if she's in here yet, Mystery of Diamonds. If you didn't know, who was who. Or who go, sometimes people's channel, people know their real name, but not their channel name, or their channel name, not their real name. Brandy Mystery of Diamonds had originally had this spot, and then went in and because I was out of the loop for a little bit, and she's like, oh, why don't you just take that spot, and I'll go after Jenny, the Uncrafty Crafter, who is after me, by the way, she's like, because this is, closer to your normal spot. So that was very, very sweet of her. I very much appreciate that. I want to get my mouse, which is just down here, because otherwise you guys are going to have to keep looking at my arm, which I don't want you to have to do. Especially those of you that like get grossed out or worked up with like medical stuff, because that arm that I'm talking about is what has my PICC line in it, and while there's no like blood or anything icky, it's just I don't want to be insensitive to anybody that might feel that way. So I'm gonna get my mouse here so that I can there we go, so that I can move the comments and do all of that. We'll see if I even get one drill on this page tonight. We'll see. We'll see. Because as most of you creators know, a lot of times it's hard to not only keep up with, everything going on, but also then get some drills down on the page. So we are going to quickly say hello to everybody. We got Diamond D, Sparkle Chase, Minette, Wendy, Mary, Robert and Jill, Nicole, Nikki, Linda's Crafty Life, Palmy Angel Crafts. Thank you for being here. Life with Lindsay. Hello. Congratulations, by the way. I believe Life with Lindsay, you were saying that this is like your first live. I might be mistaken, but I thought I saw that in the chat. So congratulations on that. Deanne, Ginger's Hobby Corner. Hello. Melody. Hello, Melody. Glad you could be here. Okay, come on, don't jump on me now, okay? Don't you do it, computer. Y'all know who you guys who have done lives know what that's like when you're reading comments and then your thing just decides to go boing and jump to the bottom and then you have no idea where you were. We've got Gail, Crafting with Shay. We've got another Nicole. I think that's 3 of them in here tonight. Let's see here. I'm going to go down. By the way, if I miss anybody, I'm not doing it on purpose. There's only one of me and 70 of you. So I promise you, I am not doing it on purpose if I do that. Hello, Deborah. Welcome. And Katrina. Hello. I love that name, by the way. I've always loved that name, Katrina. Let's see. She forgot, LOL. I didn't forget, I promise. I even have my little notes that I wrote down from people's questions and things that I am going to be asking some people here in a minute. So I didn't forget, I promise. I just fell asleep. Oh, hello, Crystal. Crystal's Crafty Creations. We got Christina. Let's see. Katie, I believe is how you say that. That's a gorgeous way of spelling it, by the way. La 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 la. La, 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 la. If you are new here, by the way, welcome. And yes, you will hear me sing because I constantly do it unconsciously. I don't think about it. It just comes out. We got Queen Bee. Hello. Susan, welcome. Shuwana. Hello. I don't know. I can't hear that name without hearing like the way Mrs. Coffee says it, Shuwana. It's kind of like people tell me they'll try to do the shine like a diamond. And everybody's always like, oh, I can never say it like her, but that's how I always hear it in my head. Which is kind of funny. Anyways, Dan says, I can wait, don't panic. Well, on my computer, okay, I had taken the computer into the bedroom and plugged it in so that it would be charged. And so, 2 minutes in, it's like low battery. I'm like, excuse me? Why is the battery low? Well, Maddie had it, and apparently it was unplugged from the wall, but I had it plugged into the computer. So, do so in the wall. Girl boy, hello. Feed Diamond in the rough. Hey, hey. I made it to my own live. Yes, I did. Good thing. We've got Christy, crafting with Christy. Hello. Nick and Tina. Hello. A lot of you have been seeing. Oh, Debbie. Hello. By the way, Debbie, I messaged you back. I'm not sure if you messaged me because I didn't look at my phone yet, but I did message you back today. So we got Ginny. Hello. Welcome. And then we got Ginny and then Jenny, the Uncrafty Crafter, spelt differently. Let's see. And she helps. I'm not kidding. Yes, the Uncrafty Crafter, Jenny, she helps keep me sane on a daily basis. So thank you to her. I love that girl. And she's right after me, by the way. So, and I'll get a drink. Hold on. She's right after me. So I probably shouldn't put my drink right next to the computer. Considering my history with drinks, I think I shall move it because I don't have a lid on it. And that's not good for me. Not good. All right, let's see. We have Lena's crafting room. Hello, welcome. Let's see. We've got Jennifer from DP Addiction Adventures. Hello, glad you could be here. I didn't make it to your live last night on time because we were eating dinner and then, well, we had an issue. And I will tell you about that issue in a minute. But we had an issue. But I watched it on the replay, is what I was going to say. So I have spread the news about the praying at 7 Eastern Standard Time on the different prayer chains that I have you on. So the news is spread. So there will be lots of people praying for you and Willow and everybody involved at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which is 4 o'clock my time. Diamond Lee D, I just love saying your name. I don't know why, I just do. Let's see. Okay, I'm caught up. Whew, that only took me a couple minutes, And thank you, by the way. I don't remember who said it. Somebody said something about my nails. Anyways, thank you. I appreciate it. These ones are I normally do them, I do this shape and length. So as you can see, like the length and shape is quite different. So these are a little different to work with. I will say that because they're longer than I typically go, but I've done it before in the past. I just haven't for a while. And I wanted to try, I don't know. I wanted to try them differently. So I did them a little bit different this time. So absolutely, Jen. Of course. So, okay. I'm going to say that my charity is the JDRF Foundation, which is the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. Hello, Brandy. And it is a very close to my heart charity. My daughter and my mom both have type 1 diabetes, so I grew up with it. And now I am raising my daughter with it. So it is definitely, I'm not caught up. Oh, goodness gracious. Because there's diamonds around you. Hello. Did I not go all the way to the bottom? There. I think I am now. But you know what? Like I said, I don't know if StreamYard is behind. Like I said before, it used to be. So, but it looks like I'm good now. Okay. So, I was just checking on my phone here, making sure I was caught up. So, anyways, so yes, it is definitely a close to me. With my daughter and my mom both being type 1 diabetics. Um, I am going to say this. In my shop, there are only 6 of them, but this little doodad here, which I'll turn around, is for sale in my shop, and all proceeds today and forever. Anytime this one is sold, the money goes straight to the JDRF Foundation. You can see how there's a 1 here. This is a kind of a petition put together with a bunch of parents of type 1s, and it is called Just One Drop. You can look it up. There's a ton of information about it, and it's basically trying to get it passed where if a child comes into either the ER, the urgent care, or just the doctor's office sick with flu symptoms, that they get checked for diabetes, because those are similar symptoms. And sadly enough, I am not going to go into detail because, first, not my story to tell. Second, it's an emotional story for me and my daughter both. But we have known a child who was taken to the doctor 3 different times, super sick, sent home with the flu all 3 times, ended up in the ER due to dehydration, and her blood sugar was 1100. And she was in a coma and was in and out of the hospital for 6 months, and eventually passed away from a cold, because of the side effects from having her blood sugar be over 1,000, which, if you are a normal, healthy person without diabetes, your blood sugar shouldn't go over 120, like, ever. So to be 1100 is insane. And if her doctor had just 1 drop, it would be a different story now. So a test for diabetes is very non-invasive. It's very cheap, and it only takes seconds. So it is just something so simple that could be, added to physicals. And if kids come in with any symptoms, then, just do it. Prick a finger. It's done that fast. So that is what this stands for, which is why there's a drop of blood and it says 1. So that is in the shop. And like I said, tonight and forever, this goes to them. So, because we have definitely made leaps and bounds, strides of improvement in that area, but it's still not where it should be, as far as like all doctors and everything like that. So Maddie's gonna be my special guests tonight, here in a few minutes. My husband's gonna come out just for a minute. He is a man of few words, which is good because I'm a woman of a lot of them, and I think if he talked a lot, there would be some issues. So he's definitely the quiet one, and I'm not the quiet one, as y'all know. So he's going to come out, and ambulances, Wendy usually does. Yes, absolutely, which is very, very good. That hasn't always been the case, though, but they do now. They always check just to rule anything diabetic out. Also, not just to rule it out as like a diagnosis, but to make sure you're not. Because if you are put in to an ambulance and you are a diabetic, there are certain things they're going to be wanting to do and not do. Like if they find you passed out or something, and they don't check, then you could be passed out from low blood sugar, like all that stuff. So yes, ambulances now do, which is good. Oh, go away, you stupid thing. Okay. Tammy, hello. Welcome, by the way. So anyway, so my husband's going to come out. I'm going to ask him a couple questions. And I have to say, when I went in to ask him, I was like, okay, don't say no. right away. Just listen to me because I know he doesn't want anything. He doesn't want to be on camera. Like, and he's just, it's just not him. And that's fine because it's me. So we're different in that way. So, anyways, but I wanted, first of all, he has never come on my live or videos or anything, like never. And second of all, so he is real. So you can see that. I don't have an imaginary husband. Um, but also just kind of a little bit of his perspective on everything. So, um, let's see. Wendy Green says my hubby is type 2. I'm sorry. El Rock Diamond. Oop, it jumped. Stop that. Stop that. Diamond Painting Craft, welcome. There are a lot of newbies in here. Not necessarily newbies, but like new to my channel. So welcome. I am so glad you could be here. And Irene, you are from Washington. So am I. Yes, we live in Spokane. So let's see. So welcome to you. I don't remember. He's not the man in the bag, right? Darn it, I wish. No, I'm just kidding. No, he is not the man in the bag. The man in the bag is all in my brain. And only in the brain while I'm in the shower. Those of you who don't know that joke are probably thinking, yep, this woman is crazy. When I was in the hospital, at one point they gave me things that I had to go home with. And one of them, obviously, I had a PICC line to go home with, and they gave me this thing, which was this humongous glove, you guys. By the way, it goes out like this, like it's like huge. How I could ever use that to try to wash my hair or anything. Anyways, it goes up all the way up to the little PICC line, which is just like I won't show everything. It's just right there. So all the way up to, over my arm. But this thing, I mean, you have to cut it or bring it down because it could go up and over my head. Anyways, the guy on the front of this package is a very muscular man. And we were all just kind of joking about it one night. So that who the man in the back is. So no, my husband is not the man in the back. Let's see. Karen says, I'm in Tacoma. So see, not very far from here. And Rainier, same. Not very far. Beth, we need the man in the bag. I don't have the man in the bag right now. He is in the bathroom. He's in my drawer. He stays in my drawer. My husband knows he's in there, so it's okay. But he stays in the bathroom. He doesn't come out of the bathroom. Lee says, hello, hope you raise a lot of funds for diabetes. Thank you, Lee. Oddly enough, and this is the person actually that founded JDRF Foundation. Her name was Lee. So, anyways, I just thought that little tidbit was all about, kind of interesting. So you are an inspiration. I don't know what I'm an inspiration about, but thank you. I do my best, and that's all I can do. If you're talking about everything health-wise with me, I have my bad days. Trust me, yesterday was one of those bad days. And sometimes I have a bad hour or a minute or whatever, and then I'm fine. But yeah, I was really frustrated yesterday because well, before I bring them out, I will just say, because I know everybody asks, I'm going to keep it short tonight, but I'm still doing okay at this point. But I was supposed to be on antibiotics through this Wednesday when I have the MRI because they are afraid the infection's in the bone. Like, my infectious disease doctor was pretty sure. And my blood work was really bad. Last week, my immune system was going back down. There was just lots of things going on where the wound clinic doctor was like, yeah, you have obviously an infection still in here. The antibiotics are keeping it at bay, but that is about all. So my last antibiotics were on Wednesday night, and two of my doctors went on vacation at the same time, different clinics, same time. Those were the two that were doing my medications. This new doctor who took over my case obviously either hasn't looked at the entire file or just doesn't care to look at the entire file because he thinks he knows best, and decided that I would be fine without antibiotics for the next week. So we are praying and hoping that I am. I am closely monitoring everything, but my nurse fought for it. We were able to keep the PICC line in because he literally told my nurse, my at-home nurse, like, well, her antibiotics are up today, so we might as well pull it. And my nurse was like, no, sorry, no, I'm not doing that. So thankfully I do have people that are on my side with this. I know what's going on. So I'm just being really careful, and we're hoping that, that my body gets to Wednesday and through the MRI, and that it's clear, and then I'm just, can continue to be on the mend. Because I'll tell you, if that doctor puts me back in the hospital because he just didn't want to, do what the other ones had asked, I'm gonna be real mad. And I don't get mad very easily, but I'm gonna be mad. We'll say that. So, okay. Is that a cover binder magnifier? Yes, it is. And I love this because I think it's cute and like antique-y, but it serves a purpose. If you can't see something very well, you can just pull it up, look at it. It actually does work. See? Ooh, ooh. There we go. And that's it. And then you can just hook it back onto your magnet, which my magnets are so strong, I think it went to the next one. There it goes. Sometimes the magnets like to jump from from person to person, from minder to minder if I pick one up. But anyway, so Maddie, do you want to get your dad? Can you hear me? You want to go get your dad? Huh? Nope. And I don't know if I'll turn it on for a second, and it might be a little bit loud, but if it is, I'll have Maddie turn the overhead on when she comes back, but I'm hot, so I don't know. Hopefully this fan I just turned on isn't too loud. But let's see. My husband had a PICC line for 2 weeks, and they didn't give us a man in the bag. Nuts. I want a refund. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. So what did he do then? Because you can't get it wet. I mean, like, yeah, you can't get it wet. I don't use the man in the bag. He just sits in my drawer because I prefer this other one that I bought on Etsy, that literally it goes right above my PICC line, and then it goes like right below it. So I can wash with my hand. I can wash that part of my arm. I can wash my shoulder and everything else. So it is, the other one I just don't like at all. I would use it if I had to, though, because you can't get your PICC line wet. So, thank you, everybody. Hello, Yvonne. Let's see. You got the owl one. Yes, I also have an owl. There's an owl guy who is also a magnifying glass. His tummy is a magnifying glass, and it works too. So I usually have one of them out just because I don't have a regular magnifying glass. So, and I'm still here. I am just not very talkative today and still feel sick. Okay, Mary, that is totally fine. I'm so sorry you're still not feeling good, but thank you for being here. And Mystical81, hello, says I'm saying saying good night. I will be on tomorrow. Awesome. Well, thanks for stopping in. I know where, there is, I swear to you, I'm going to kill that fly that just landed on here. Driving me crazy. Let's see. We had to wrap him in saran wrap. Are you kidding me? Well, that is just ridiculous. Saran, like, I would think that would be like really annoying, uncomfortable, and not as effective as the man in the bag. I mean, I don't. Yeah. I mean, I see how you could do that, but I mean, you would definitely have to have somebody else help you do that every time, rather than the thing I wear just slips over it. That's crazy. That's just crazy. And I get new men in the bag. They come every time that I get anything in my boxes that come with like the flushes and all the other stuff I use, I get a new man in the bag every time. So I get a new one, new fresh one. He says, I remember when I accidentally pulled my PICC line out when I was in the hospital. Blood went everywhere. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that would be not good. But at least you were in the hospital. I've heard stories from my nurses of people who have like pushed the flush when it didn't want to push, and did it anyways. So yeah. Yeah, but ripping off an IV is a little different, man, than ripping out a PICC line. Like, because the PICC line is thick and bigger and deeper and all that. But what is a man in the bag? Okay, I'm gonna tell this one more time, then I'm not gonna say it anymore because then I know I'm gonna continue to get people asking me. The man in the bag is when I was in the hospital one time, I got the PICC line. They sent me home with this glove, and it has basically it's this humongous glove that could go over my head and everything, and it goes up and over, and it kind of has like this belt thing you can tighten over the top of the PICC line. And on the front of it is this handsome, chiseled man that is wet and wearing, I don't even know if he's wearing the thing. I don't. He might not even be wearing it. He's just to make it look good, I guess. But anyway, he was on the front of the bag. And so everybody was joking about it when I was in the hospital. So that is what, and I haven't even used the man in the bag. So I've been using my own thing that I got on Etsy. So let's see. They asked if you were the man in the bag, Seth. I said no. I said no, but he knows about the man in the bag. So that's what he's called, the man in the bag, because he was in a bag when I got him. Okay, I'm trying to grab my notes here. Where is the page I had for him? Okay. I'm trying to find my sticky note. Okay, here it is. So there's just a couple little questions. And y'all tell me if you cannot hear him, I will turn the fan off. Is the fan bothering anybody? Because if it is, I'll turn it off. I'll have Maddie turn the overhead one on. I just have the little clicker from here, and I can't turn the overhead one on, and I was starting to get hot. So, and yes, my husband has been, going through, he might not be going through the part that I am, but definitely going through a lot of this with me because he is having to do much more than he normally would have to do, especially in the beginning. I figured things out now. But for the most part, anyways, but there are still things I shouldn't do, could do, but shouldn't do. So, okay. The first one was, so basically, I'm just going to ask him a couple questions because I just wanted you guys to get his perspective, like on when, and I don't even know if I've asked him this question before. They said they love you, Seth, and thank you for being here. You can't hear the fan? Okay, good. Okay, so I wrote, what did you think when you heard of her diagnosis?
I don't remember.
You have no idea what your thoughts were?
What did I think?
Mm-hmm. Like, were you scared? Were you, like, how did you feel about it?
Yeah, it was scary, and it still is because, without insulin,
Mm-hmm.
And plus I've had 2 people at my work who have lost family members from diabetes. So
yeah,
it's a very dangerous thing, but, having Beth's mom there to, to help us along the way, and plus to see that you can live a long and healthy life, you just got to take care of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was tough, and it still is sometimes. It's something you don't want to dwell on thinking about,
Right.
what could go wrong and whatnot. But
Can't help it sometimes.
yeah, can't help it sometimes.
Yeah. Um, and if when he said my mom to guide us through, if you weren't here in the beginning, my mom is also a type 1 diabetic and has been since she was 10. So I I kind of grew up with it. Um, and I actually had a doctor. I was telling Seth this earlier. I had a doctor when she was diagnosed. He looked at me and was like, "Do you have any questions? Other questions for me right now?" And this was before they transferred her to the children's hospital. Um, and I was like, "Nope, I think I'm good." And he had a look on his face that was just kind of like, "You are the calmest parent that I've ever had after having to diagnose this." Um, and it was almost like a bad thing that I was, the way he was looking at me, and I kind of just chuckled. I didn't like laugh, but I was just like, well, I grew up with it, and I pointed to my mom because she was there with us, and I said I was raised it around it, and I know that you can live a long, healthy life. My mom has absolutely no um, what's the word, side effects or no like long term stuff because she's taking care of it. She doesn't have any problems with her sight, with her feet, like the stuff that normal, any diabetic could have, let alone a type 1. And she has lived a long, happy life, who has, and hopefully many, many, many more years. But, I grew up knowing that you could do anything you want to do with it. You just have to take a little bit more time. Um, what did you know about type 1 before my mom, like before you married me, and my mom, I knew my mom, and this
Uh,
happened?
very little. I don't really remember exactly what I knew, but I know I didn't. It was kind of like a vague idea of something. It was just vague. It wasn't specific. I didn't understand how it worked or what the problem was, or I knew that diabetics took insulin, and that was about it.
Yeah.
I didn't know what caused it or any of the details of it. But I
Did you
think
know
which
there
is
was
how
two
most
kinds?
people are. Yeah, I knew there was two kinds.
Okay.
I knew that there was back then it was like adult and juvenile or whatever they called it, type
Mm-hmm.
one, type two.
Yeah, back
And
then it was
I
it
knew
was
there
called
was two
juvenile
different
diabetes.
types,
So
and I
yeah.
knew that one guy, what's his name, the guy that always comes on the TV when we were kids, that diabetes supplies.
Oh, the old guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
you know
I don't remember his name,
that
but I
was
know who you're
like as
talking about.
much as I really knew.
Right.
You know,
Is that commercials?
just the little things you pick up here and there.
Yeah. Um, as a father, how do you think it's changed? Like, how do you think it's changed you as a father, and how you would go about things, like different from how you were or would be um, without that in our lives?
It definitely adds like a layer to any planning you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're going to be away from home for a couple days or something. There's a lot of things you have to make sure you have to have, or even just going out for a couple hours.
Yep.
Making
Even for
sure,
10 minutes.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just making sure you have the things you need.
Yeah.
Um, uh, and yeah, I think it's made me a lot more aware, of how maybe not a lot more, but it's things like that make you stop and think about how fragile life is, and you know how as you take everything uh, not take anything for granted.
Mm-hmm.
Even her diabetes, it could have been a different diagnosis, and it could have
Yes.
been something much worse. So
Right.
you know, you just try to have a positive outlook on it, and
Yep.
that's all you can do.
Yep.
But
Yeah, we when Maddie was diagnosed, the floor she was on was also, it was the child specialty ward, and so there were children with cancer. And Maddie had met a little friend, and played with her and stuff. We came in on a like at like 5 o'clock Saturday morning. So of course, like all the like you have to have an education before you can leave with your child, and nobody was there on the weekend, so we didn't have any of that start till Monday. So we were there till Wednesday, and so Maddie made this little friend next door who was had cancer, and Maddie was only 5. Um, and I had to explain to her why medication that was supposed to be helping her was also making her sick and lose her hair. And so Maddie kind of learned about cancer, and I was just kind of going over this memory with Seth earlier that we were out because Maddie was diagnosed on the 5th of December, and we were out looking at Christmas lights, and we were all going around the car saying what like our Christmas wish would be that year. And me, my husband, and my son, who's not here, otherwise I'd bring him out because he would just love to. He's like I am. He's very talkative and outgoing. Um, what our wishes would be, and we all three said, a cure for diabetes. And when it came time for Maddie, I asked her, and she said, "No, no, I want a cure for cancer because I'm okay and they're a lot sicker than I am." And I was just like in the front. I remember because I was driving, so I always drive, so I get car sick. Well, not anymore. I have to get used to not driving, but I was driving, and I remember like trying to not cry because like I'm just an emotional person. So I was like trying. I was like, "That's a good one, Batty." Like up in the front seat. But what's he tearing up?
he ate a popcorn kernel,
Lincoln.
threw it at his nose, and he licked it up. And
Sorry. My husband threw a popcorn kernel at Lincoln. He just ate it. Like, sure, I'll eat a popcorn kernel. Um, anyways, yes. So that was kind of like um, the way Maddie handled things. And honestly, I hate to say this, but I am a stand to it this day. If one of our kids had to get it, wouldn't you agree that you're glad it was Maddie and not Alex? I mean, Maddie was one that she got her blood taken. She got her first IV in and was just kind of let it all happen. Alex would have like had to be probably held down for a lot of that because he back then, like, I mean, he's still like, I've wanted to take his blood sugar a couple times when he's not feeling great, and he just it's not handle that as well as she did. So, I still feel like if it had to happen, not that I would want her over him to have it, it's just I felt like she handled it easier than he would have. All right, Karen, you go. You enjoy that dinner. Okay, so that's all I was asking for me. So thank you for coming out here. I appreciate it.
thank you, everybody, for supporting this.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Um, I told him, I said, I'll just have you come out for 10 minutes because I don't know if I have 10 minutes things to say. I said, I'll ask you things. So, because I can rattle on, about everything and anything for, don't matter. I mean, and he, he knows that because he deals with it every day. But he's definitely, the one that listens and I gab. Well, partway listens. I have to, if it's something important, then I have to make sure that's known because otherwise. Oh, yes. And my mom and dad are the same way, even though my dad is not like as shy anymore. He was more like Seth. But Seth has come out of his shell a lot since marrying me. I mean, a lot. So I give him props for that. Hello, the Diamond Lady. Glad you were able to pop in and say hello. Maddie, you want to come out? I'm ready for you, my darling. I woke. She fell asleep too, so I went and I had to wake her up. So I'm trying to find her little notes. What time is it? Okay, so we still got some time. While she's getting up and over here, I will show you. I think I just dropped some of my notes. I did. Let's see if I can reach them. Oh gosh, hold on. Okay. Whew. Bending over is different now than it used to be. So, somebody I had asked people that like what would you want to know or that kind of stuff. Um, and so one of these things is somebody asked about equipment that we have to have. So I don't have it over here. That's the one the one thing I forgot to bring over is the most important thing. Seth, will you just grab out of that drawer the her vial insulin? It should be right on, like right as you open it. There's two of them. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Just though there's one that's almost empty. Yeah. There's still a little bit of juice left in that though. We don't waste any of it. Okay, so the most important would be insulin. And this is the insulin she's on. It is called Humalog. There is Humalog and Novolog. They are just different companies, but they say one can work better than the other, but that's an insurance thing. The next thing obviously is a syringe, which I'm not going to show it. That is not needed, because everybody knows what a syringe is. So the other thing that is a very, very important thing to have at all times wherever we go, I keep one in my purse, and actually now Maddie keeps it her purse. Then we have one in her nightstand table. Is this. This is called glucagon, and this is if Maddie is too unaware to chew and swallow or she passes out. We have to use this, which it comes with just this little powder stuff in here. And you have to put the liquid into the powder, shake it up. It dissolves immediately, pull it out, and then this has to be put in her leg. I'm not taking the cap off because I'm not going to freak anybody out that has fear of needles or whatever. But, it's a thicker needle than any of her other things, but because they want it to get in quickly. The good thing about that is if you have to use it, they're usually far enough gone that they don't remember it. But within anywhere from 15 seconds to a minute, they usually come around right away. And kind of, Maddie, will you put that back? The fan back. You pushed it when you walked by them. I'm hot. So those are like the most important things. And then this would be it's called a PDM. This is her meter, which her test strips go in. She has this, which is her poker, pokes her on her toe or her finger, and she prefers the toe. And you put the, little drop of blood on there, and it tells you your blood sugar. This hooks up to. Now, the first 6 months of her life, she was on syringe insulin, so she had to do. The 6 months from when she was diagnosed, she was on syringes, and she would have anywhere from 6 to 8 shots a day, which is a lot, especially for a little kid. And we got put on this, which is called an insulin pump. So this is the pump that goes on her arm, and this is just the needle syringe that takes it out of the vial. We put the insulin into this, and then we hook these up together, and we change this every 3 days. So every 3 days she gets a new one. And so instead of up to 8 syringe pokes a day. She gets 1 poke every 3 days. So it saves her from getting scar tissue. It's much more convenient because then we just have to hit a couple numbers in here and it gives her insulin. With a regular insulin, the smallest amount you can give is a half a unit. With this, you can give 0.05. So if she only had a few bites of something and needed insulin, we could do that. Whereas before, it was either, okay, well, we'll give it to her and she'll be low in a bit, or we'll not give it to her and she might be high. So that is those. This is just the box of, but she brought those in, so I didn't have to show you that. But when she was on the syringes, there was like a pen, so then we would have to have these little things everywhere. And let me tell you, this comes off. And I don't know how many of these we found around the house and everywhere, kind of like our test strips now. They just get around because this is the lid for the needle, and this pokes into the pen and screws on, and then it's a much nicer, easier way to do insulin if you don't have the pump. She's going to actually do this now, not on camera because she's just not comfortable with that, but just in a way as to show you guys how easy it is. But I don't remember how to get this new one out. Will you go ask your dad again to get that? This is the new system, so she's going to go do that real quick. This is what's called a Dexcom. Well, this is the applicator. This is her Dexcom. We just got this one again. I'm going to turn the light off on this camera so that it quits glaring, being as glary. Well, it's still glary. But anyways, this checks her blood sugar by the fluid in her body every 5 minutes. And she has to put a new one on, which is why there's nothing on it right now. But this is really nice because we can look at this and we see a number all the time. And this gives me a lot of peace of mind at nighttime because this thing will sound like a fire alarm if you don't get to it. If she's really low, it will go on. It gets louder and louder and louder. Did you get it out? Okay. So basically, it gives me some peace of mind since Maya passed. That something will wake one of us, whether it be me, Alex, or Seth, up. We are also trying to train Lincoln with it too, to wake us up to the sound. Oh, did I say your name? So, Maddie, here's that. I just alcoholed it so it's clean. So anyways, this is just basically it comes out of the little thing. And here we pull these off. These are just like the, top of the sticker, which we save this because it has a little code on there. So she's going to put this. Are you going to do it on your arm this time? Or your stomach? Okay. So she's going to do it on her arm. Now, if this were her forearm, basically you just stick it down and then you push these buttons and you kind of hold it like this a little bit and it just clicks. You'll be able to hear the click, I think. And first and foremost, always, always, always alcohol the heck out of the arm.
I can do it.
I mean, you're going to do it? I'm going to do it. And then you can do it. You don't just put that on my face.
I didn't. I put it on your arm.
Oh, well, I didn't feel it on my arm.
Well,
okay, you can wash your arm if you want to wash your arm. So yeah, you want to alcohol the area because this is going to be on for 10 days. Not this whole thing. It's very, very small comparative to, and she can do all of this herself. Most
put that on
places.
Spot.
Yeah, it's fine. So
let me do it.
Okay.
I can feel it.
So she is going.
No, I mean put it on next time. I can feel if it's red.
Okay. So basically, we just squeeze, and you might hear the click. We'll see. Probably heard the click. Once it clicks, it comes out of this applicator. This gets thrown away, and the chip.
You're hurting me.
I'm sorry. My nail poking you. This is the chip that goes on, and you want to alcohol that too, which I did.
I can do it.
Can you do that part
Right.
with that angle? Wrong way. Turn it around. So then that just clicks into place. And then this thing, I'm going to let her do it.
No, I do not want to do this.
You don't want to do this
no,
part?
because the touch screen is so bad.
Yeah, the touch screen on this sucks. Like, it's way worse than the old one. But anyway. So there's a sensor code on the sticker that we take off. So 5937. My nails do not work for it, which is annoying, but okay. So 5. Oops. Oh, you didn't do that to me. Come on now. What am I doing? I should have you do this because my brain's farting on me. I can't see over my nail. 59. I know you guys all are like, this is so intriguing to watch you put numbers into a machine. Yeah. So then 5937. I'm gonna double check that. Yep. Save. Yes.
Howdy, people.
That's it.
They're saying hi.
So it is on. Insert sensor, attach transmitter, receive. Next. Already on. Start sensor. So now it's just doing the little, that. And then it takes 2 hours to completely hook up. So she just has to keep that with her for 2 hours and it will hook up to it and give us a number. Here you go. Are you going to sit in the chair? Okay, so I'm just looking at people's questions really quickly. Does Maddie have a Dexcom? Debbie, yep, that is exactly what we just put on. That's called the Dexcom. Marianne, welcome. I'm glad you were able to come. Let's see. La, la, la. Do you have to keep insulin in the fridge? So the insulin that we don't use, we keep in the refrigerator. Yes, it lasts longer. But once you open a bottle of insulin, you get 30 days to use it or you have to throw it out. It is not a medication that you can say, oh, it'll last. No, the potency goes down and you don't want to use expired insulin because it won't work as well. And there have been times that some insulin just isn't working well. If her pump, like if we're having really bad numbers, it's a pain in the butt. Can I show them what that looks like on your arm?
I do not want to.
You don't want to? Okay. She doesn't want me to show you, but let me say it's about, I would say, about the size of 2 nickels next to it.
It's like that long.
Yeah,
I'm
so
not in the frame.
Here, you're not in the frame.
It's like that long.
It's about as long as this end is. So it's not very long. It's not very big. It's not bulky. It's, it's very hideable. Brandy said you are such an amazing girl. Everybody was saying hi, which I know you saw. If I miss a question, you guys, that you want answered, just ask it again because yeah, it's different. I'm definitely a little bit different on StreamYard too for me. So Debbie wears one on her stomach. Debbie, I can't remember. You are a type 1, correct? Where's my drink at? So the difference between type 1 and type 1 usually develops when they're a child. It used to be called juvenile diabetes. And it's non-curable. You cannot take a pill to help it. Your pancreas basically is like it's not there. Where type 2, you could take a pill to help your pancreas create more insulin. You can change eating habits and lose weight sometimes and have it reverse. Not always, but a lot of the time. Type 1 is we're waiting on a cure for that. So type 1, it doesn't matter how much sugar, candy, pop, juice I would have fed her in her young life. It would not give it to her. You don't get type 1 that way. It is unfortunately a stigma around diabetes though. Is, oh yeah, eat that and you'll get diabetes, and it's not that. it doesn't work that way. So it is a autoimmune disease. So if regardless of if she had no sugar her entire life up to that point, she still at some point would have got it. So Maddie, normally I think this is the first time on your arm since we re-got it, right? We've had it on your stomach all the rest of the times, I think. So normally we have put it on her stomach, but it can go anywhere where there's a little bit of fat pinch that you could pinch. Which I mean, we've done it with barely any. I put it on her back. She did not like that time. I put it on her back, but it still worked. Let's see. That was
shoulder. You got my shoulder once.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Your back, like your shoulder.
That was not cool.
Yeah, she didn't like that. She never let me do that again, which is fine. She's got to wear it. The Dexcom luckily lasts 10 days, where the pump only lasts 3. But let's see. So the JDRF Foundation was founded in 1970 by 2 moms that had sons that were diagnosed, and they wanted answers, and that is how. So it was Lee DeCat and Carol Irwin are the ones that founded JDRF. And it is the blue ribbon is the awareness, for cancer, it's pink. Cancer, it's pink. Awareness month is November. And I've already explained what the just one drop is. So all of that being said, I'm just going to ask her a couple questions and then we'll be all done with this part of it. We'll see what time we got. Yeah, we got a couple minutes here. All right, so Maddie, do you remember being diagnosed?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Do you remember before diagnosed?
Yeah, like very vaguely, like just kind of like going to the hospital.
Yeah.
And I remember like on the couch and I was drinking a lot of water, and you were like, "Okay, we need to check your blood sugar." I had no idea what that meant.
She was fine.
I just went to the hospital and it was really fun.
Yeah. So the thing is with Maddie is I knew the signs to look for, which were drinking and peeing all the time. And so I checked her blood sugar at home with my old meter from when I was pregnant because I had gestational, and she was like 450. And I was like, crap. Yep. And so we took her. She wasn't feeling bad. She literally skipped into the hospital. And when I told the doctor, I was pretty sure she was a diabetic. And they were like, okay. Like, I was crazy. They literally leaned over to ask her a question, and they could smell her breath because their breath smells like candy because they have so much sugar in their body because they have no way to get it out. He kind of looked at me and was like, I think you're right. I was like, I know I'm right. I just said that. My brother became a type 1, but he was over 30, and I am a type 2. And it does happen where people can become a type 1 later in life. It's just much more uncommon. I'll say that. So, what is the hardest thing you think at your age right now about having type 1 diabetes?
Stopping to go do it. It's annoying.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get up, or I don't want to go sit down.
Mm-hmm.
But now with the Dex, it's easier.
Yes. Since we got her Dex again, it's been much easier because she went from having to check her blood sugar 10 times a day to maybe once or twice a day.
I really hate when I wake up in the middle of the night and my pump's beeping. So I don't want to get up.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
I think we all feel that way. If her pump goes off, if something happens, in the middle of the night, we have to put a new one on. Obviously, especially for a child and an adolescent, they don't want to get up and go and take care of it because they're tired.
Even if I'm awake, I don't want to get up. I was comfortable.
Yeah. And as a kid, she was one of those kids that was like, go, 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 go. So to stop. It's like, those kids that like when they're like 3 and 4 that are potty trained, but they don't want to stop to go to the bathroom because they're having fun and then they have an accident. It's kind of like that where they don't want to stop to go and take care of it because they're having fun doing what they're doing and nobody else has to stop and go do it. So it gets annoying, I would say. Yeah. more than annoying too, because you don't feel good, and we've had, um, issues. For the most part, though, Maddie takes care of her. I'm not going through all of them. Maddie takes care of it pretty much on her own. I do at nighttime, but during the day, she pretty much does it all. Um, she's does a good job. Um, I'm just looking. Okay, here's one. Somebody asked, "Do you have any fears going back to school, just revolving like your diabetes?"
Yeah. One, it's like annoying to have to, go and do it because you're in class and you miss stuff. And also, kids are mean, especially in middle school. So, like, I'm kind of expecting to get bad comments about it or, like, people being rude or mean, but, like, I don't care really because with this, it's something I can get over because I know that I couldn't control it. It's not like I went out and ate a bunch of food and then got diabetes. It just
Right.
happened and I didn't, like, whatever.
You didn't take part of it. Well, and the thing I think that she's had in the past by kids is, why does she get to eat candy, or why does she get to eat something on the bus when no one else is allowed to? Because of it, and I think that plays a part in part of that, don't you think?
Yeah. Like, I don't want to get, like, bad comments. Like, it will affect me, but, like, at the same time, I get a lot of perks of having it. Like, I can redo a test, like, as many times as I need.
If her blood sugar was off. Yeah.
And, yeah. And I could probably get out of jail.
She could probably, yes, you could. If your blood sugar is off during a test, you can retake it. And when I say off, like, her normal should be in between 90 and 120. And if she's out of that range and she does bad on the test, she has the option to retake it if she wants to. So, you good? Do you have anything else you want to add?
No.
No? Okay. You may be free from your prison.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Maddie. That would make my mama bear come out. Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. Mama bear will have to definitely let her. You kind of have to let them figure it out. But at the same time, I've told her numerous times, like, if you ever are uncomfortable and you would rather do homeschooling again, like, that could be. But she wants to get out there and get back, and I totally understand that. So, but she has kind of fell in love with cooking, which has been really good, because she can learn what she's eating and what things are good, and help her what things are harder. So I like that. Plus, she's been super helpful with me lately with cooking dinners. Like, she cooked every night dinner, um, except last night, which I know I said I'd tell you that story in the beginning. So last night, Maddie had wanted to cook some mozzarella sticks in like by putting them in the oil, and she was in there, and I kind of went in. I was like, first of all, you need a bigger pan. Second of all, yeah, so I'll do that, because I was like very leery about it, because I don't even cook with deep frying things. So I put it in a new pan, turned it back on. I was like, I'll be back. I came in here, and within like seconds, the smoke alarms were going off. The smoke had filled the kitchen, and was spreading all around the house. I was trying to get into the kitchen to take it off the burner, because I told her to get out of there. I didn't want her anywhere near it. I had to try to get in the kitchen to turn off the burner, move the pan off of the burner, put the lid on the burner. Meanwhile, my husband's sleeping, because he gets up at 3:30 to go to work. And me and my asthma and my gimp body here was having a really hard time doing that. I had to go in and out numerous times. I was coughing really bad. It was not, I guess this was Friday. What's today? Saturday? No, it was Thursday when this happened, I guess. It was Thursday. I had put 2 masks on. I had done a wet cloth over my face, but the smoke was so thick you couldn't get in to the house without, without just being a couple seconds or a minute at a time. And I would come out coughing and coughing and coughing. Luckily, our neighbors let us use some fans. Me and Maddie were outside for about an hour, I would say, maybe even a little bit more while the smoke cleared. And I had to take my husband's fan. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I need to have your fan. Because yeah, it was just a necessity at that point. He uses it for sound canceling and obviously keeping cool in the summertime, but it was like we can't breathe, and so my throat's still still a little scratchy. My lungs are still a little bit. That's the first time I've ever had like smoke inhalation or whatever it's called. Um, to that extent, I have never, and it didn't like there was no flames, there was nothing like that. It was just oil don't boil, it burned, so it was not not fun. And so yeah, we had it basically just kind of hung out outside for a while because it was just so bad you couldn't even come in. And that's the first experience I've ever had like that before, so it was really weird. Anyways, I do appreciate all of you guys so much. I know that this is not my typical goofy all over the place lives that I typically do. um However, I felt like with being the charity of my choice, I wanted to kind of show you guys what it was like, not just from my perspective, but from Maddie, and then also my husband, her dad. And like I said, Alex is gone for this weekend. He's out with his friend because we can't have anybody over here because of me. So he has been, yeah, went to his friends, and he would have some stories for you too from when she's been low and had a seizure at night 2 times. And um, thank God that Maya, her service dog who passed away, had woke me up, and Alex was part of that at one point too, at one of the times too. That's one of the reasons that I do not sleep well and that I stay up a lot. But since getting the new Dexcom again, that's like it's allowed me to. Plus, lately I have to. Like, there's no choice in that in the matter of sleeping. My body just takes that choice away from me because I just fall asleep because it's very hard not to fall asleep. Um, anyway, so I hope that answered some of your guys' questions. I know I got a lot of questions from you when telling you guys I was going to do this. And I had a lot of fun, with having I was really impressed and thankful that my husband came out because, like I said, he's he's very introverted. He's not, doesn't want to be on camera, doesn't want to, you know, he just is not, it's just not for him, which is fine. So I was really proud that he was able to come out, and do that so that you guys could get his perspective too. He does, I do the majority, and I always have done the majority of the care because I'm the one that's home all day and he goes to work. And so, I just always kind of have, but when I'm in the hospital, he has to. And he's had to call me a couple times and be like, oh, what do I do about this? Or how do we fix this? Or where is this? Or something like that. But, he handles it all pretty good. So let's see. Thank you for educating us on diabetes. Me and my type 2 diabetic myself. Glad to hear your family speak on it. Thank you, Diamond Levy. And this is the last thing I'm going to say on it. And then we are going to Jen. And I'm guessing Jen's is going to be much more upbeat, fun, and lighthearted. So I do apologize. This is, like I said, not my normal live, but I did want to take this time and an opportunity to share with you. But if you have a child in your life or an adult in your life who all of a sudden starts getting really thirsty, using the bathroom way more than normal, getting stomach aches, headaches, dizzy spells, flu symptoms, get them checked, because that is what saved Maddie from having any negative traumatic experiences, she loved the hospital because she never felt sick. She got me all to herself. We went on walks, and she got to drive these little cars around, and we did projects and all this stuff because it was around Christmas time. And so all of her experiences with going to the hospital were positive. And so it really is key. Early detection is key. So if someone you love, a child that you know, just definitely push for that test of just one drop. It doesn't even hardly hurt. You prick your finger, and within a couple seconds, you don't feel it anymore. And so, and it can save your life. So that's kind of why we wanted to talk about it a little bit. But let's see. Thank you, Nicole, for putting her link up there. The playlist is also in the description, as well as the JDRF dot. And it's super easy. It's jdrf.org, and you can go right there. And I know I said at the beginning, I appreciate it that you guys had, if any of the regulars that do super chats and stickers, that you guys went there, because that makes it, cuts out the middleman, and YouTube doesn't take any of it. So, Mr. said, when you get the service dog, will it go to school with Maddie? It will and can, when it's trained fully. And you guys will be a part of getting to go through that entire process with us, which I'm very excited about. And unfortunately, with my health right now, too, kind of puts a I don't know how to say it. Like, it's really hard right now, because if getting a new dog right now, no matter how much Maddie is capable of, there's always going to be things that I would have to do. And so finding the dog and then having me be able to help are kind of the keys right now. We are pretty much there where we need to be. Like, the money that we've raised, I mean, we still have money that we need to raise for that, but we're close enough, where I would be comfortable. So as soon as we find the right dog, and I'm a little bit better to be able to help out with it and training and stuff like that, we will be doing that, and you guys will get to go. And the my Patreons, well, I am canceling the Patreons and only doing the memberships, and you guys will get the first peek, like, as in going with us to get doggy, and like all that kind of stuff is going to be a lot of fun. And I cannot wait to get to that chapter of our lives, because we have been waiting for a long time. Also, Lincoln, we are teaching Maddie, I shouldn't say Maddie has been teaching Lincoln to go get her pump, which has a rubber casing around it, and he has gotten so good at it that he now wants to do it even when he's not told, because he knows he's going to get a treat for it. So it's kind of funny. We'll have to take a video of that. I'm new. I do have a pick line. I only have like a minute, but because Jenny is starting, I was diagnosed with cancer back in right before Christmas time, and have had 4 surgeries. 3 or 4? 1, 2, 3 surgeries on my hip from a tumor that was there, got infected, blah, 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 blah. It's been a long road. Been in the hospital since Mother's Day, been in the hospital 5 times with being septic, and having to have at-home antibiotics and all that kind of stuff. So there's lots about it. If you want to know more, I have other videos that kind of talk about it, but I don't want to go into Jenny's time. So head over there. She's a ball of fun. I will be over there in a minute and be able to talk to you guys all then. So thank you so much for coming and bearing with me in the beginning. I so appreciate it. And don't forget, as always, you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and you are definitely loved. Sorry, it's upside down, but you are loved more than you know. So with that, keep on shining, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys. And I love you all. Thank you.